The state's top educator said today returning to normal school in the fall like it was before is, in her words, pie in the sky. That's the assessment we heard today from the state school superintendent, who's already looking ahead to August. However, Dr. Jennifer McCormick is revealing some possible options for students to include what she calls a hybrid schedule.
You have some on site, some virtual. We've had people talk about shift splitting, where you have a first shift of school and a second shift of school, which is very tricky and very expensive. You have a roll-in entry where you bring different kids back at different times. You roll them in and roll them out. So those 180 days for one teacher, maybe a chunk of time, another teacher, an overlapping chunk of time. The remaining online population, what does that look like? For secondary students, that may look a little bit different because of daycare issues. It's different to tell a sophomore to be at home alone versus a 5-year-old, obviously. And so all those pieces are going to play into, we want to be good partners in getting our economy and our businesses back going, but school's a big piece of that wheel to turn.
Again, there are lots of unanswered questions tonight, but the state superintendent mentioned several ideas there for how school may look in the fall. So we want to recap those ideas for you tonight at 5. She said that it could be anything from back to normal to a hybrid situation where some kids are learning virtually, others would be physically in the building. She also mentioned the possibility of shift splitting as well as roll-in entry with different students getting education in chunks instead of all at once. Now, we're starting to find out tonight what some Indiana colleges plan to do in the fall. Purdue President Mitch Daniels sent a letter out today saying the school is planning for students to return to campus as usual as long as it's permitted by the state law. And here's also what we've learned during the governor's press conference today. The state of Indiana now reporting 431 new positive cases as well as 61 new deaths. Now, that may seem like a big number of deaths, but the state health commissioner says those deaths were actually reported over a 2-week period from April 7th through yesterday. The governor was also asked today lots of questions about reopening Indiana as other states like Georgia prepare to reopen theirs.
It's kind of a hodgepodge effort across the country because it has to be, because there are different numbers in different states. And so, you know, I'll just share with you that we're going to be informed by the numbers as they are before us, day in and day out. And we're not going to try to get around the numbers. We're not going to make any decisions prematurely. This is going to be a safety first approach, and we'll keep that posture throughout the duration of this.
Also following some breaking news tonight at 5 out of Washington, D.C., where Congress has now reached a deal on that $500 billion coronavirus relief bill. This would include money for the small business loan program and more money for hospitals and testing. The House Majority Leader is now asking lawmakers to return to D.C. for a vote on Thursday. If it's passed, President Trump says he'll sign that bill into law.
An ER doctor from southern Indiana has made a national name for himself during this pandemic, and he's giving interviews, and he's gotten to be known as a real straight shooter. He's someone who is having real talk about real risks and our new real reality. He talked with our Jenny Runovich earlier today.
He served on the front lines in Iraq and Afghanistan, and now ER Dr. Stephen Sample is a hospital hero fighting COVID-19 in Indiana.
These aren't bombs falling out of the sky. This is a patient sneezing or touching a doorknob accidentally.
He compares this battle to the anxiety of preparing for deployment, danger that's inevitable. Dr. Sample's hospital in rural Du Bois County has few reported coronavirus cases, but ER visits are way down.
Our heart attacks aren't showing up. Our appendicitis are showing up later in their illness. People just seem to be sicker.
Dr. Stephen Sample.
Dr. Sample has been vocal to a nationwide audience about the handling of the pandemic, including the president's decision to defund the World Health Organization.
Now, did they screw up? Hell, man, I don't know. I'm a redneck ER doctor from southern Indiana, but I will tell you this. We need them.
Right from the jump, clearly the ball was dropped. And anybody who says that we hadn't dropped the ball at the front is playing purely political. And we still can't test anybody. I mean, there are tests that are popping up now, but we are testing nowhere near in capacity to really figure out what the prevalence of this disease even is in our community.
Which is why, although he understands the need to get people back to work, Dr. Sample warns it's too risky to reopen everything right now.
I think we're going to have to open up smartly. We're going to have to ramp up testing dramatically. And we're going to have to watch for new hotspots to arise, because they are. There's going to be a second wave. There will likely be a third wave.
Our future reality, the doctor says, will be full of fits and starts. He just hopes politicians use science as their guide.
If we don't do it smartly, if we don't do it with full respect of the data and be willing to come out and then come back and pull back a little and then inch forward, then I think we've wasted this last month.
Industry groups have until tomorrow to give the governor plans. Industry groups now have until tomorrow to give the governor plans to get back to business without endangering the health of workers and also the health of customers. This comes from the Indiana Manufacturers Association. What they've done is they've created a whole list, and some of them we found are already being used right now at a small company that's located in Bloomington. That company is MSP Aviation, and right now it's calling some of its furloughed workers back to the job where they'll make face shields. They also, when they come back, are going to face some new rules, and that includes having their temperature taken daily.
We're adding a whole new layer of cost to our normal operation. More concerned about, health and cleanliness and education and isolation, social distancing, and changing the processes with which we follow to make sure that we are keeping our people safe.
The workers must also wear gloves and masks, and when they are at work, they're going to be working in smaller work groups. Well, with the stay-at-home order, many of us, of course, are relying heavily on companies like Amazon to get us our food and supplies. And now we learned that the workers at Amazon warehouses are planning a mass call-out starting this week. A workers' rights group says that 300 employees at more than 50 warehouses pledged to not go to work starting today. They're protesting the company's response to the coronavirus, charging that the company has not done enough to protect them as workers. They want Amazon to immediately close any facilities if they have a positive case. They also want 2 weeks of pay for the impacted workers during that time. At least 15 workers at the Tyson's food plant in Logansport, we've learned now, have tested positive for COVID-19. This comes from a union steward who talked with our news gathering partners at the Ferris Tribune. It was just yesterday that Tyson canceled production at the plant to deep clean and sanitize the facility. A Tyson spokesperson now not sharing official numbers with us, saying it's, quote, an ever-changing situation. But according to a company press release, the plant is now practicing social distancing, requiring all workers to wear face masks and taking temperatures as workers arrive on the job. And today happened to be the first day that many businesses shut down by the coronavirus opened back up again. Plant nurseries and pet groomers were among the very first wave of workers to get the green light from the governor. Alan Carter shows us now how they're adjusting to business in what everyone knows is a new normal.
Yes, it's a Tuesday, but business felt like a holiday weekend at Cox's plant farm in Clayton. Lines snaked around aisles, so many people they had to start restricting how many could come in.
We were really surprised too. We weren't expecting this at all.
Come on up here, I can take you up here, please.
It's their first day back open in a month. Governor Holcomb's executive order Monday allowing select businesses to start opening back up. Business, of course, does look a lot different now.
We ask them to wear their mask and gloves, stay 6 feet apart. We do have lines or tape down.
Also, plastic curtains separating cashiers. Different, but it does feel good to be back.
We love each and every one of our customers, and we're just happy. We're happy and grateful.
We're trying to get everybody back on the schedule.
Pet groomers also on the list given the okay. For Heather Yules at the Hound Lounge in Mooresville, it was right on time.
Paying the bills and paying the rent was pretty scary. Wasn't sure we were going to make it.
But in just 24 hours, they filled up for the week. She's taking precautions as well. And while you can't call this business as usual, maybe a new normal for a while.
I don't know that we still fully understand the virus and what we're dealing with, so it is very scary. But I do firmly believe that life must go on. Everybody needs to be careful and cautious of what they do, and I think that's going to be that way for a long time.
And starting next week, additional select businesses like dentist offices will begin to reopen. After that, the governor is targeting early May for easing more restrictions.